Have you ever pondered why traditional lending systems often leave borrowers and investors dissatisfied? It's a question that warrants some thought. In the world of traditional lending, borrowers are often subjected to high interest rates, turning a simple loan into a long-term financial burden. It's a system that seems to favor the institution over the individual, making access to needed funds a costly affair. For investors, the story isn't much different. The returns are often low, hardly reflecting the level of risk undertaken. And let's not forget the inefficiencies, the long processing times, the endless paperwork, the red tape. The bureaucracy inherent in traditional lending systems can be a major deterrent for both borrowers and investors, stifling innovation and limiting opportunities. But what if there was a better way? A way to connect borrowers and investors directly, bypassing the middleman and the accompanying complications. In the quest to find alternatives, a new, innovative lending system has emerged. Welcome to the world of peer-to-peer lending. Imagine a world where you could lend or borrow money directly from other individuals, bypassing the need for a traditional financial institution. That's peer-to-peer lending for you. Now let's delve a bit deeper. Peer-to-peer lending, often abbreviated as P2P lending, is an innovative financial model that connects borrowers directly with investors through an online platform. It's like a virtual marketplace for loans, if you will. These platforms play a critical role within this model. They assess the creditworthiness of borrowers, much like a traditional bank would, using complex algorithms and a wealth of data. The platforms use this information to determine the interest rates on the loans, balancing the risk for lenders with the affordability for borrowers. So instead of stashing your money in a bank, earning minimal interest, you could be directly lending it to someone who needs it while earning a potentially higher return. On the other side, as a borrower, you could access funds without the rigidity of traditional banking systems. But it's not just about the money, it's about removing unnecessary middlemen, making the lending process more efficient, more transparent, and more personal. It's about taking control of your finances, whether you're an investor seeking a return or a borrower in need of funds. So you see, peer-to-peer lending is not just a financial service, it's a financial revolution. You may wonder, what makes peer-to-peer lending a game changer in the financial world? Well, let's dive into some of the key advantages. For starters, peer-to-peer lending can offer potentially lower interest rates for borrowers. Unlike traditional financial institutions, which have overheads and profit margins to consider, peer-to-peer platforms can afford to be more competitive with their rates. This makes borrowing more affordable and accessible for many people. Then there's the potential for higher returns for investors. In a world where interest rates are often woefully low, peer-to-peer lending offers an attractive alternative. As the middleman is cut out, investors can enjoy the full fruits of the interest paid by borrowers, often resulting in a healthy return on investment. Speed and simplicity are also major pluses. With traditional lending, the process can be long-winded and complex. But with peer-to-peer lending, everything is streamlined and digitalized, making the process quicker and easier to navigate. But perhaps the most transformative aspect of peer-to-peer lending is its potential to democratize finance. By opening up lending and investing to a wider pool of people, it breaks down the barriers of the traditional financial system. It empowers individuals, giving them more control over their financial futures. In essence, peer-to-peer lending is a win-win for both borrowers and investors. It's shaking up the financial world, and it's easy to see why. What does the future hold for peer-to-peer lending? As we gaze into the crystal ball of finance, the potential growth of peer-to-peer lending is strikingly apparent. It's not just a trend, it's a revolution that could dramatically reshape the financial landscape. In the coming years, we may see an increasing number of individuals and businesses turning to peer-to-peer lending for accessible and efficient financial solutions. This surge in popularity could be accompanied by a significant shift in power from traditional financial institutions to everyday individuals. However, like any financial endeavor, it's not without its potential challenges and risks. Regulatory hurdles, market volatility, and borrower default are realities that need to be carefully managed. Yet despite these obstacles, the innovative spirit of peer-to-peer lending continues to thrive. The promise of a more equitable, democratic form of finance is too compelling to ignore. No matter what the future holds, one thing is clear: Peer-to-peer lending is here to stay, and it's changing the way we think about finance.